I'm at the gym minding my own business. This older white guy comes up to me, pointing to my shirt, and he said, "Let me talk to you real quick." So I walk over there. I'm like, "What's up, man?" He said, "You shouldn't be wearing that shirt right now. You're going to offend a lot of people." I was like, "Who? Who am I going to offend?" He said, "Immigrants." I started laughing. I'm like, "I'm an immigrant. I support the president." He's like, "No, you're not." I was like, "Yeah, born and raised in Iran, man."
The old man must be ice because he was judging a person by the skin color. Man, you look white, be careful.
He gets all confused and he's like, "Well, how about the soldiers, military's being deployed to target protesters?" I was like, "I like law and order too. I like stores that are not looted. I like taxi cabs that are not burned. I don't know about you. I support him on that." And he's like, "Well, a lot of people in the military don't. They're speaking out. They're walking away." And I was like, "Well, guess what, man? I'm a veteran too. And the first thing they teach you in the military that you obey the chain of command. And guess who's at the top of that chain? It's the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States." So I told him this: if you are talking about immigrants, you're wrong. You're talking about illegal immigrants.
He's right.
You're wrong. You're talking about illegal immigrants. I spent 3 years in a refugee camp in Turkey, waited my turn with no source of education, no source of income, because we knew what was on the other side. And when we got here, we didn't raise the Iranian flag. We raised the American flag and the Texas flag, and we still do today. So you're not talking about immigrants. You're talking about illegal immigrants, those people who invaded this country. And anybody in the military that have a problem with this, or like this guy, or those foreigners that are raising the foreign flag, you all are more than welcome to get the hell out and go find another place.
It would surprise you how many immigrants believe in the law.
You've probably got millions of people that are here that are trying to be here under some asylum pretense.
They changed the definition of asylum to be an economic asylum. Asylum is supposed to mean that if you go back to your country, you'll get killed. You know, that's what we mean by asylum. That was what it's supposed to mean. They changed the definition of asylum to be you will have a decreased standard of living, which is obviously not real asylum. And you can test the absurdity of this by the fact that people who are asylum seekers go on vacation to the country that they're seeking asylum from. You know, that doesn't make any sense.
That is true. I believe that's why in Spain they have a rule that if you come on an asylum and you accidentally go back to your country, you're kind of banned for 10 years.
Thank you, Mr. Mundell. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. The ECHR, what does it actually mean for British people? Let's go through a few examples, shall we? A convicted Sri Lankan offender allowed to stay in Britain because he is gay and would be at risk of persecution if he was returned to his home country. I don't care. A Jamaican drug dealer was jailed twice, allowed to stay in Britain after claiming his removal would breach his right to a family life. I don't care.
How can you mess with pills and all those stuff in life affecting people around you and then be like, what about my family? I never understood that.
A Zimbabwean jailed for killing a man in a car crash. Can I continue? No. A Zimbabwean jailed for killing a man in a car crash, allowed to stay in Britain after it was discovered he had an illicit love child. I don't care.
I didn't know what a love child is, but it's a child born out of wedlock. That is, to parents who are not married to each other. I'm like, that's a bunch of people. So we can just come in, do something wild, and then make a baby and be like, hey, I need to stay. You destroy my family? What the heck is this?
A convicted Indian allowed to stay in Britain by claiming the move would harm his children. I don't care. An Albanian criminal was allowed to stay in Britain partly because his son will not eat foreign chicken nuggets. I definitely don't care.
Personally, I don't even believe this part. A lot of these things are exaggerated. But then again, people have claimed I enjoy the food of a Western country so much, mentally, you're damaging me if you send me back. If people can claim mental health, anybody that comes with an open border can justify that I love your country so much. If you move me and send me to a third world country, you're a bad person. By that knowledge, anybody can stay. And the only benefit I see, for politicians, people can come in, you get the vote, and they can never go back because you will keep them there. And you will get your vote.
We hear so much of the human rights for foreign pests and murderers.
is not giving way. Members may disagree with what he's saying, but we will conduct this in an orderly way.
What about the human rights of the British people?
I hope she's not saying that he is absolute nonsense, because what about the people at the receiving end of this? Why don't you think ever about those people? Because they're disciplined and strong, and we will help them to go through the process of pain, and we will give them therapy.
The right not to be stabbed and by foreigners who should never have been in our country to begin with. Please spare me the continued moral outrage.
Mr. Lowe, sorry, Ms. Commerce is making a point of order.
Yes. The honourable gentleman just referred to the fact that someone, it just mentioned a few moments ago, that someone...
That is not a point of order.
It
is not a point of order in relation to the content of his speech.
That's wrong.
Mr. Lowe.
And I love this moment. Isolate the incident. Let's talk about this. Don't control the speech. And it's not all about your morals. It's about the human right of both people.
Please spare me the continued moral outrage. I am bored of it. The British people are bored of it. It is not cruel to deport criminals. It is not inhumane to defend our own citizens. What is cruel and what is inhumane is allowing foreign killers and offenders to walk amongst us in the name of the human rights they should have forfeited the moment they committed their crimes. You can all sit here and persuade yourselves otherwise, but one simple fact remains. The British people want them gone, not some of them, not most of them, all of them. What happens on return to their own country is quite simply not our problem.
Remember to subscribe. And if you don't believe that these rules are not getting out of hand in Western countries,
Jag mår fortfarande illa när jag tänker på det. Jag har ju berättat det här 1000 gånger, speciellt för polisen och när jag har varit i tingsrätten. Men jag känner ju fortfarande att det är sjukt jobbigt. Under hela skolåret, förra året, så var jag knappt i skolan. Nu då och då så drömmer jag ju fortfarande mardrömmar om det. Och jag har varit jätterädd att vara ute och gå själv. Så jag går nästan aldrig själv ute nu. Jag bryter fortfarande ihop när jag suttit och pratat om det länge och kommit in på detaljer. Att det blir som att jag återupplever igen och jag känner hans händer på mig. Men som tur så har jag mina jättefina vänner och mina föräldrar som har varit där för mig varenda dag. Nej, det känns så overkligt att det också var för... Jag kommer alltid påverkas någonting av det här. Jag önskar ju verkligen nu när andra tjejer har det här, det är också därför jag vill göra det. Att de också ska tänka att det är värt att anmäla. Även fast det kanske inte går igenom. Men det kan faktiskt vara värt. För det kan ju också hjälpa en annan tjej.
and the reason that this person was not deported is because it didn't last long. Because in Sweden you have two laws. You have bad moment and super bad moment. And because supposedly it didn't last that long, it was just a bad moment. It seems to have happened with two kids that went to that same school. Supposedly they were about to get deported, but the school did way more work to not get the kids deported than helping the girl to go back to school. They did help the girl supposedly to be able to get homeschooled because those kids are still going to school. That's why she is not going to school. The problem with this is, don't you think you give them a sense of power that might be dangerous, and you defend it with your moral points as if you're doing something right and I need to be understanding in this situation? That girl? I still want to have a daughter, but I don't want to live in a country where people might think like this, if I have to be honest. And I found an article of Citizen that did the same freaking thing at the school. Same solution. They can stay and the girl can learn at home. So it's not about being a citizen or illegal. It's about country supporting laws in such a unique ways that now everybody is taking advantage of because we didn't even know it existed. This is just a start. What's coming next, I don't support. But I'm not surprised people keep seeing unfair laws in the most unique ways they're going to take any measure to find some sense of control.
Muslims need to be deported and banned from Western society. Every single last one of them. And if you're going to come into my comments and say, oh, Nathan, that's not very loving and Christian of you, piss off. Unfollow me and piss off. Yes, we're supposed to love everybody. That doesn't mean we're supposed to be stupid and commit suicide. Nobody with 2 functioning brain cells allows an enemy into their home. You don't open your door to somebody that means you harm and say, oh, I'm being loving. No, you're an idiot. Get this through your head, all right? Muslims don't assimilate. Wherever Muslims go, they do not assimilate to the culture or the society that they live in. They have allegiance to only one thing, and that is their own laws, their religious laws. Their religion comes number one, and they are doing everything they can to bring their laws and their customs and overtake ours.
I don't even understand the language, but supposedly what the screaming is awaiting your orders. Awaiting which orders? I mean, if Christians were doing that, it would be a hate crime immediately and it would be stopped. It makes no sense. The problem is on social media. We have people posting this consistently.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zahran Mamdani, Islamic Caliphate, our brother in Islam, Islamic Caliphate of New York, starts today, baby.
God, there is just something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. Oh, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like they are in such a bad mood probably about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is gonna pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now.
When the day starts with Dick Cheney being dead, it ends with Mamdani winning. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zahran Mamdani, Islamic Caliphate, our brother in Islam, Islamic Caliphate of New York, starts today, baby.
God, there is just something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. Oh, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like they are in such a bad mood probably about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is gonna pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now.
When the day starts with Dick Cheney being dead, it ends with Mamdani winning. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Because even if it's not going to happen, the idea that you want it so much without understanding it tells me so much about you. You don't care about winning. You just want to see other people angry sometimes.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.